crackdown, churches are no longer considered off limits to immigration enforcement, meaning ICE agents could potentially burst in while services are going on. And now faith communities are grappling with what to do when ICE comes knocking. Scripps News national correspondent Katie Tubman takes us through the doors of a sanctuary church in New York City. Katie, what have you learned?
Andrew, we're learning that these sanctuary churches and these other houses of worship that aren't just churches, they include synagogues, mosques, and so forth, are standing firm on their belief that they are here to protect the most vulnerable in their community, regardless of federal policy.
On this busy New York City street, it's hard to miss St. Paul and St. Andrew, a church known for accepting all people. And when you approach the church's doors, it's clear all are welcome, all except for ICE.
We consider churches still to be sensitive locations, whatever the changes in the government policy might or might not be. To us, these are sensitive locations.
James K. Carpin has been senior pastor at St. Paul and St. Andrew for more than 40 years, before and after the church became a sanctuary for asylum seekers, which means it offers support to immigrants facing deportation.
The decision to become a sanctuary church happened about 7 years ago.
At the time, under President Donald Trump's first term in office, churches along with schools and hospitals were considered sensitive locations where immigration enforcement was limited. But now under President Trump's second term, that long-standing policy has been rescinded as part of his crackdown on illegal immigration, a move Carpin says won't change how the church operates.
There's a long, long tradition in Christianity of providing sanctuary. The people who come to our doors are people who, first of all, have come here at great personal hardship. They've come here because they wanted a safe place for their families and them to live and to thrive.
And when they get here, what do you say to them, or what do you offer them?
Well, first of all, we welcome them. We thank them for having faith in our country, and we provide anything that they need, or we try to.
Those needs include food, clothes, and attorneys. Church members like Karen Collins, who has attended services here at St. Paul and St. Andrew for more than 20 years, support the church's sanctuary status.
It's completely consistent with being there for people in need. It's completely consistent with what we believe our faith requires of us.
Carpin says houses of worship are working even harder to maintain trust in a time of widespread fear.
People have rightly have a bit of suspicion, and especially these days, before they're ready to put their trust in any institution, and including the church. And so I'm very gratified that people see us as a safe place and a sanctuary. They know that we're going to have their backs.
Now, Andrew, faith leaders we spoke to told us that they are prepared for if and when ICE does show up at their doors, but they haven't seen any action yet, but they are making sure that their members are ready for when that happens. Andrew?
And Katie, this church, it's in New York. It's a sanctuary city. There has been some new dynamics with the mayor there and his relationship with Donald Trump. But broadly speaking, what kind of pressure are these sanctuary cities under to cooperate with the president's mass deportation plans?
That's right, Andrew. Right now, we're seeing the Trump administration trying to use purse strings or federal funds to force these cities to comply with these larger mass deportation plans. And really, what we've seen even recently is the Trump administration vow to withhold criminal justice grants to these sanctuary jurisdictions over their unwillingness to comply or cooperate with federal enforcement, immigration enforcement. And so, in response, we've seen these cities and several of them across the country push back and say that they are going to fight these threats, as well as they have launched a lawsuit against the administration saying that pulling these grants would actually threaten the safety of their communities. Andrew?
All right, Scripps News national correspondent Katie Tubman in New York for us. Katie, thank you.